G'day world, Chris Hogan coming to you live from Media Studio here at Burleigh Heads, and I have with me today our usual suspect, Andrew Grote, and a guest, Brendan McAlpine from Internet Removals. How you going, Brendan?
Good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm great.
How you going, Andrew?
Yeah, good.
Awesome. So today we've invited Brendan in because Internet Removals is a company that we believe every business out there needs help from, and one of those reasons is because it's all well and good, you marketers like us, driving traffic to websites and pages and improving conversions and all the rest of it. But it's no good if your reputation is subpar.
Correct.
So, Brendan, do you want to tell us a little bit about Internet Removals?
So, hard to believe, but I am an online content removalist. We help businesses remove content from the internet, quite simply. When you have a negative online footprint, the misdirection's horrendous in the sense you could spend hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars getting them directed to the website on Google. We're talking about Google's platform, but it's just bombarded with some negative content from the past or new or for whatever reason. And it's our business to help people let the right platforms know that the content is either misleading, untrue, false, defamation, and getting the content down. Google Reviews is a platform that I don't think anyone wants to be on sometimes. It's not initiated by the company themselves. It's just you get an email saying, yeah, well, let's become a Google Reviews. But unfortunately, it opens up to a can of worms in the sense, simple as a customer not getting her dog cut correctly, and they've got a platform to just put a barrage of negative reviews, and you're measured on it, unfortunately, with Google stars. And people, their online footprint's pretty important. It has to be now more than ever. So, that's what we do. We remove content from the internet for corporate as well as public. Public's more, the bad side of the internet in the sense of image-based abuse, as well as revenge porn, unfortunately. That's where you've lost content between yourself and a partner and they post it online. So we do our best to let the people know to get it down quick.
What was that term?
Revenge porn?
I've never heard that one.
Oh, wow. It's a big...
it's huge.
It's a name now that's... the government's spending millions of dollars on it with different commissions to recognise it and to get it prosecuted as a domestic violence, which it is. As you know, domestic violence isn't just measured by fists and that sort of stuff. It's the mental abuse.
Yes, so cyberbullying.
Yep. Look, we've been doing it 6 years. We've been at the coalface of it, if not the leader, in the sense getting content down and recognising it. But now new laws are coming out. People are starting to recognise it is abuse, and that's as simple as breaking up with someone and sending a barrage of messages threatening them, saying I'm going to post this stuff of you, and we monitor it, and then if it goes online, we do everything we can as quick as possible to get it down.
Amazing.
Yes, that's the nasty side of it, unfortunately. But in businesses, you just got to look at your footprint and see if there's a problem.
What have we likened having bad reviews to before?
It's it's similar to if you had a physical business and you had a whole bunch of people protesting out the front, you wouldn't get an awful lot of people through the door. And this is basically the digital version of that, the online version of that. And what I found was interesting, what you were saying before, is that a great deal of the reviews and stuff, the negative reviews are bogus. Yeah,
a lot. Most of them. You can see it in the review. Once companies engage us to find out what the problem is and where it stemmed from, as well as to remove it, put everything, all our means possible to get the content down. And I've seen cases where, I'll give you an example of a real estate agency had a rental property with a person, and that person, and obviously what's ever happened between the person renting it from the real estate went pear-shaped, which is normal. And in Queensland, property laws are pretty strict. There's guidelines on how to do things, but either way, that person that was renting it didn't like what happened. Had all the right procedures of moving them out, weren't paying rent, whatever, but decided to take their grievances online. So they found out the person that owned the property had a business, barraged it, put a massive amount of content on there where they could, Google Reviews, saying stuff that was really relating to their business, but they had no identity with them. They didn't know these people. He was calculated and said, this is how I'm going to ruin it. And then he found out the daughter had a business. Did the same thing, and unfortunately that daughter's business relied heavily on the way she's looked in the market. It was all lies, and unfortunately what we've got to do is try and get that message and that story to Google through all their means, and that's exactly what we do.
Which is a full-time job,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
It is.
So essentially, it was really good point that you made there about practically every business out there, on the internet.
Yep.
Even if you're not on the internet, you can have a Google My Business page, which is capable of having anybody from around the world post a review on it.
Correct.
So, and you may or may not know it.
Yep.
And most people don't. In fact, we had a client recently that, signed up for our marketing services, and the first thing we did was an audit based on all of their channels that they either knew about,
Yep.
owned, or they didn't know about, unowned.
Correct.
and found that basically their reputation was quite bad. And that was actually through no fault of their own in some regards. Like there were some really good ones and there's some really bad ones. So their star rating was sitting, probably quite low, under the 3s, due to the fact that they've had some people out there post some negative stuff that just either wasn't true, or there might have been an element of truth in it, and the rest was crap. So,
and the interesting thing about that one is they weren't even aware of the Google My Business page being set up, and they weren't aware of the Facebook page being set up. Some of it was set up by staff that had since left, and some of it was just set up by people doing the reviews.
That's
they
very
didn't
common.
even know it was there.
Setting up fake profiles to, discredit a business is huge. There's that many businesses out there I've seen, they've had fake profiles up and they've gone, wow. And it's explained their reasons for drop-offs and, turnover, and, their volume's still good, but, customer call-ins have changed, that sort of stuff. And, attacks like that is more common than you can imagine. Let's put it in perspective. Let's say there was an employee of a floor shop who was rude, who was really not a good customer service person. So that business owner is going through the process of employing this person. He's now recognised it, not just through Google reviews, but through customers saying, this guy's not good for my business. I need to take the means, either train him or move him on. Fair enough, the guy's moved on. On those reviews will state the name most of the time, that this guy, this and this. And should those reviews stay if the business has fixed the problem?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Correct. That's a big part of what we see is, that most businesses fix the problem, but unfortunately, the bad naming stays for good. I look at Google like this, and I'll probably change the story a few times, but let's say we're back in the medieval times, and they used to have big billboards, right? So you walk down the village street, and there's that sign that has, blacksmith, so-and-so, and that's Google, the billboard. Now, if someone put up the blacksmith and really nice content, what would happen? The village, the king would come along and pull it off.
Or the guy go out of business.
Correct. Or either way, the village would get together and say that shouldn't be there because it's against the law, under all these different laws. And that's how it should work. We should be able to pull it down if it's illegal. Fortunately, with Google, there's a long process to let them know and understand it. And their problem's bigger than it is. They get 250,000, people flagging every day. And what people don't realise is Google do take content down. It's just the way you take it. You make sure that the content's correct. You say it's, that you've got to look into each review and make sure that it's strength in what you're telling them, and that it ticks all the boxes to get it escalated to a moderator. That's that person in whatever country that's got 6 seconds to read it. So you want to get everything correct to there for them to go, well, I believe everything at the front end is correct, so I've just got to read this, and if it seems legit, we'll get rid of it. And that's how primitive it is. That's primitive.
It's an incredibly easy process to set up an account and leave a review, or set up a Google My Business page for another business, but it's much harder to get it down. I think that's half the problem here.
It shouldn't be.
You don't need any form of identity or anything to be able to leave a review on a business.
Correct. There's no qualifying, really. I see reviews that and they show you the location when you leave the reviews, and you have to screen bots, you have to screen it's computerized or someone's done this. This is on positive reviews. I just tell all the viewers out here, do not engage in companies that give you positive reviews. Okay? Because if the ACCC rings up and says, I want to know that guy's name, I want to speak to him, I want him to sign a stack deck saying that you wrote the review, it's $22,000 fine if you're wrong. And people engage these, I think they call it brushing, these bot companies to increase Google reviews. Unfortunately, the reviewer is not as dumb as you think. They look at it and go, it's a guy's name that I can't pronounce, and there's another 10 of them. And you'll see different locations around the world, and you put two and together and go, no, it's not true.
Yeah, and you're a local Gold Coast business.
Yeah, I don't. It's the worst thing you can do. It's worse. You never put false content up in the sense of positive reviews.
Yeah, so there you go. You know, you can get stung both ways. But
Yep.
I think, you know, it's great that that Google reviews and the ability to get reviews from people exists, because it's important as business owners that we keep our customers, you know, centric to the operations of our business. They give us insights to our business that we otherwise just cannot see, you know. And there's a fantastic interview that my co-founder for Beach City just did with a gentleman by the name of Nicholas Bergman, best-selling author of The Tech Storm. Great book, you should go and read it. And Nicholas interviewed the chairman of IKEA. Now, I'm not going to reveal what the chairman said, but you need to go watch it. In a nutshell, be consumer-centric. And the way that he did that was fantastic. Go and watch the video. We'll link to it in these comments. But that was a really valuable lesson from that chairman of IKEA, that they keep, or he in particular, keeps his customers at the center of their operations of their business, and knowing what they want is valuable for the future growth of the business. It's valuable for the current operations of the business. It's valuable for knowing how to deal with your current clients, you know, and what they expect from you. And if you can't get around to a lot of your customers yourself, you do need to take heed of the potential that they have already gone and commented online. And if they haven't, then you should be talking to them anyway, right? You should be talking to your customers. But internet removals sounds like a fantastic business for my mind, because and that's not, I'm not saying this to butter you up or to tell people to go and get business from you. But I know in everyday operation of running businesses that shit can happen. Yeah. And yeah, I might deserve some of those bad reviews. But if they were managed correctly, that potentially I could get them removed and resolved, and therefore improve my reputation. And because I've improved my systems, or I've changed something in the business, or I've got rid of that person, as you mentioned earlier. So I think it's a fantastic business that you and service that you're offering, because I don't have time to do that.
That's exactly it. And that's the time it takes for you to go and research the policies of a big provider to find out what's the process to get the content down correctly, and be in that part of 150,000, you know, applications, which ours are getting in front, because we're doing it right. Is key. Look, every business owner I know and dealt with respect the customers and listen to them, because it's their business. They wouldn't be in business if they didn't understand customers. They would prefer that the reviews are controlled in the sense it goes to their website. All these big companies have these processes of letting them know there's a problem. The problem is when you have something like Google reviews, it becomes a mob mentality when someone puts a review up, and then you get some disgusting contents that just have no relevance. And that's where our customers feel it's completely unfair, and it shouldn't be their biggest measure, really. I mean, Google's it, guys. Google is it.
Yeah.
I mean, what else do you use to find content?
Yeah, and your reviews appear before everything
Correct.
else. It's the most prominent thing on the search result.
I had one customer was going to spend lots of money on advertising, and that particular advertiser gave me a call and says, man, can you look at this guy's footprint? This guy's about to dump a ton of money. I looked and I said, man, I would wait 6-12 months till we can get some results before you even invest. It's just no point making that redirection.
Exactly.
And that's, you know, the customer stood back, and I got to mediate with him and said to him, you know, look, have you looked at the concerns? He said, yeah. And again, that was about the employee. He said, we've got rid of him. He's gone. You know, we've done everything we can to resolve that issue that we saw. It just didn't need to be made public and stay there and just drag all those customers away.
And the big problem there, and we keep saying that you need to take Google My Business and Google reviews seriously, is people think that they go away eventually, because, I mean, the old mentality was if you have a bad name out there and you turn things around, that eventually word gets out that you've improved your business. It doesn't work like that on Google. They stay there forever unless you do something about it. So.
Correct. And it's important. There's no doubt about it. It's for, not only for the corporate world, but for the public. As I said, we help the public more than anything with getting content down. I mean, education is a big thing on us. Like for schools, we're about to do education pieces for year 11 and 12. For me to sit there and say, hey, guys, you're about to step into the corporate world. Just want you to step back and look how you present yourself online. There's any issues, clean it up now. Because we have employers call us to check out people's online.
Yeah.
I've done that myself.
That's certainly something that's happened here.
And
So if you're ever going for a job interview, beware of Google.
Correct.
Because I've done it. I've just Google searched people's names. And man, have I... And funnily enough, I still employed someone even after I saw all of the crap that they were writing on social media channels. And, but I took it for what it was. They just didn't think. They just went, I'm just having a conversation with my friend. It's only me and my friends can see it. We're having a bit of banter and, lots of swearing and calling each other names and all that sort of stuff. That's just fun banter. That's what we do in our lounge room. Yeah, that's right.
it's not in your lounge room, man. It's in a stadium full of 1.5 billion people.
Yeah. But when one day you're going to be managing business social media profiles and things like that, you need to be aware that people need to be able to trust you, that you're not going to have it.
Ever since
come
I've been
back to
doing
you.
this, I've deleted a lot of posts of mine that weren't that bad, but I've looked at them and gone, what's the perception of a person's going to take of it? I go, you know what? It's not worth it. It's not me. I'm only saying a joke between my mates, and plenty of times I've deleted posts and gone because I thought about it, only because I know about it.
Well, I've been sued for making a comment on a Facebook group because I basically said something about somebody that maybe I thought would have been true, but it wasn't.
Well,
and I was just trying to be a helpful citizen.
So
it turned out to be, if I had my time again, I wouldn't have written it.
Yep.
But
it's funny you say that, because we have people that ring us to help them, because they've been sued, to get content down from a provider. So it's not, we actually have people that have rung us quite a few times. They've said, I've said something, I want to get it down. And we go, okay, what did you say? And then we look at it, because he's right, same process. So there's people out there that are, a lot of people are going, well, I wish I never said that. I can't get it down.
There you go.
I talk to my daughter about this every day. How you present yourself online is how you represent in the market.
Yeah. It might be just a matter that you got hot-headed about something, but the problem is it stays there forever now if you don't take it down.
Yep. And content, is a lot harder to take down and it's a lot easier to put up. I mean, I tell businesses. I had a guy recently ring me and ask me, about Google reviews. Google My Business sent me an email saying to Rich, and I said, don't even bridge with them. I'd prefer you didn't. I said, establish your business now, iron out all the kinks, all the parts that could go wrong where people could write a review about you making a mistake. I said, wait 12 months and have a look at your business, and then decide if you're prepared to go on Google reviews. Because those 12-month periods are the periods where you can have ups and downs in your business, and it's going to open yourself up. So just wait 12 months, and I just say don't open Google reviews. Google Business, do not, in my opinion, unless you're ready and your business is safe. It's one of those areas where you can't.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Don't open Google reviews.
Google Business will find out about your business, and they'll let you know. Hey, do you want to be on Google Business? And you go, yes, of course. Details, where your address is, and that sort of stuff.
But anybody can go and create one of those. So
and can, but they also promote it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've had them call us quite a few times saying, you want to be, not
that's
call us,
right.
but notify us. But I say either don't, or just check out your business. It is a high risk area where, if you're in the car industry, reviews are, I feel sorry for those car dealerships, because really all they're doing is selling a brand new car, okay? And you decide to buy it or not. And they invest a lot of money, those people own those businesses, millions of dollars on the land, so and to store the cars, if you have a pleasant experience coming in. And I don't want to name this particular hashtag because it could promote things, but there was one particular hashtag where a guy bike got damaged, scratched, and he decided to hashtag with a group of Australian larrikins who had no idea of the contents of what happened, and berated their social media, hundreds of content. And that's terrible. that, and this business owners, invest a lot of money spending with the Mercedes and all the BMWs to get the license to be part of their website. They pay a lot of money for that, just like McDonald's does, to own a McDonald's. And now it's Mr. He's got a 1 star and there's 300 reviews because of a hashtag.
Yeah.
And these guys had no idea. And the simple thing happened was, that, yes, they did drop the bike and they scratched it and they fixed it. But the guy wasn't happy for whatever reason. So he decided to hashtag it. And there was 300 terrible comments.
Yeah, from people that had nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with it. No idea. Don't even know the person that it happened to. It was just part of that group. And we spent a lot of time fighting those groups too. Those social media pages. Fortunately, Facebook's honestly gone to ground right now, and our response times back from them is just pitiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, shutting down pages is probably easier.
I mean, yeah, it's all about the numbers. If there's 100,000 people on that face page, and it's pretty bad stuff. It's either got to have terrorism or child or sex related before they'll take it down. If it doesn't, they can do what they want.
Yeah.
So I think we should probably pull it up there. We could go into some really great stories.
Maybe another time. Love to have a chat. I'm pretty sure people want to know more.
Absolutely, Brendan. How do people reach out to you?
Yeah, look, we're our website as well as we've got a 1300 number, but we can.
What's the website?
www.internetremovals.com.au.
Yep.
If you type in content removal Australia, it'll pop up on Google's search search as well. As well as I've got a Twitter page, which is content remove, I think. Got to get back to you on those. I can't remember the exact.
We'll put all the links in the bottom. Yeah.
But just be aware of your footprint is all I say. Have a look at it. If you watch this, step back and go, let's have a look. Any issues, let me know. If not, education is to be good.
Don't drink and review.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah.
Don't just think that you're in your own little lounge room when reviewing.
Yep.
And I think I know I've learned some lessons, maybe the hard way.
Yep.
And it's best not to. But
yeah, thanks for having me too, guys.
No worries.
Yeah, no problem.
Cheers.
Thanks for watching, guys. That's episode 84 of Get Fact Up. You know where we're at, but I'll tell you anyway. We're on memedia.com.au. You can watch the full episode there. Also on YouTube and on Facebook. Just search for Me Media on Facebook. Thanks for watching. We're back next week for another episode of Get Fact Up.